All right, so for this video, I just want to go over 3 rules that the last two videos did not discuss. And the first one is anytime you have a power raised to the power. So this would be if we have x squared, so that represents this a to the n, and we're raising that to a power of, let's say, 3. So x squared cubed. Our rule for this is we multiply the powers, and that will give me x to the 6. To show you why this works, I'll break it down for you here. This x cubed is saying that we're multiplying x squared by itself 3 times. So this is the same as saying x squared times x squared times x squared. So then now we could break down this x squared to x times x. We could break down this x squared to x times x. And we could break down this x squared to x times x. And we know now we're multiplying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 x's together. So it's x to the 6. So it's the exact same answer as if we did a power to a power, right? So anything that's being raised to a power, so anytime we have a power being raised to a power, we multiply. All right, now the one thing is you want to make sure that it's in those parentheses. If we have, say, 2 and in the parentheses is x squared cubed, this 2 is not inside the parentheses, so this will not be raised to the power of 3. All right, so just make sure it's inside those parentheses so you know that that is being raised to the power. All right, the second rule is anytime you have multiple items or multiple variables or inside a parentheses, and it's being raised to a power, then you will go ahead and you will need to distribute this power in, and it gets raised to both of our variables. So here we have a times b is raised to the n power, so both the a gets raised to the n power and b gets raised to the n power. All right, and this also holds true if you have any coefficients and not just variables in here. So let's just do an example. So if we have, say, 2xy, and let's say that this y is squared and is being raised to the second power. Well, this second power will be distributed to each one of these coefficients or variables. So we would then have 2 squared times x squared times, now we would have y squared squared. So from here, 2 squared will give you 4. So it's 4x squared. And remember, a rule with power to a power, we multiply. So that then gives me y to the 4th power. All right, and then the same thing holds true if we are dividing our variables or any coefficients. It's still, everything will get distributed by that power. So a over b raised to the n power, it becomes a to the n over b to the n, like we have here. So real quick, if we just have x cubed divided by y, and we're raising it to, say, the 3rd power, then this x cubed needs to be raised to that 3rd power, distributed to that 3rd power, and so is this y. So then it becomes x cubed over y cubed, and our rule with power to a power is we multiply, so this would then be equal to x to the 9th over top of y cubed. All right, so those were some rules that the last 2 videos didn't go through that I wanted to make sure that we did. That's it for this video.